If you can hear my voice, clap 3 times. Well done, class. You guys look amazing. You look like a Baptist church, all back there in the back. So I get it. I saw somebody said, we want to make it to the restaurants early. So I said, I get it. It's important. You guys should be so happy right now. I was thinking about this because you could literally be right now sitting in a IEP meeting with Amanda Oxford. And it will last about an hour, or you could be on afternoon duty on a Friday today, which is even worse than that. So you guys should be super happy. We do this on a Friday. The weather's great. Maybe not tomorrow, but we got you in here today. And I just want to welcome you. And I want to say good morning. And you're going to say, oh, you guys are really good. You guys are so much better than the secondary folks. They don't play well. They just sit there, it's like an independent contractor, and you got 30 of them on the 100 hall. You guys participate, and I love that. Question. How many of you heard that the superintendent typically will let you go home after this? I cannot keep any secrets in this county, I swear to God. I don't know where they come from. I've already told your principals because I got in trouble last year, so when you're done, you guys got to go first. So you just remember that. All right, let's start the morning off with a pop quiz. You ready? Let's go back to school. Pop quiz. What are the 2 types of people that work in Catoosa County Public Schools? Somebody raise your hand, class. The 2 types of people. Don't say good ones and bad ones. Don't say that. That's not the right answer. Not boys and girls. Right here in the back. That is the right answer. There are only 2 kinds of people in Catoosa County Public Schools, and that is a teacher and everybody else who supports that teacher. Because the magic happens in your classroom, not in my office and not in the principal's office. He's fighting with a parent right now. He does not have time for that. The magic happens with you. And I want you to know that we know that. You are the closest to the kids. And I tell those folks when I do the visits, I'm here to help your principal do his job so he can help your teacher do her job so she or he can help you do your job. And that's what this entire leadership team is about. And I'll say a word about it at the end. So I want you to, we're in a weird time. We're in that legislative session right now, and it seems like the world's going crazy. I know that. But I want you to look at your elbow partner right now, class. And I want you to say, you are still an essential worker in my book. Go ahead and do that. All right. They are still an essential worker. So I've made myself a couple of notes to help me stay on time here. And my next note is to take a selfie with everybody. So I need you guys to smile and look like you're happy. And I'll send this out. I wish you had all sat in the middle. 1, 2, 3. I got it. I'll send it to you. All right. Dr. Butler has given me 2 more minutes, and I'm going to do my best to stay within my 5-minute time. You're going to get a lot of information today. A lot. But before we start, I want to tell you about the saddest email that I ever received. I've probably received 100 emails a day. I'm finishing my 3rd year. April 1st will be 3 years. Thank you. Yeah, I'm glad I'm still here. It's been tough a little bit. But the saddest email that I think I received is when I logged on to my 100 a day, guys, 365 days a year. It's a lot of emails. Thankfully, most of them are spam, right? But the saddest email that I received is when I got one from a local leader and political leader and said, Superintendent Dix, you lied to us in the public hearings. You said that the governor gave the teachers a raise and that you had to turn around and give it to them as well. And you also said that there's really not a whole lot you can do about it. But I have found out that since you're a charter system, you could have waived their pay raise and given them a little bit, but not the full $2,500. That hit me so hard. Guys, I'm married to a teacher. She tells everybody, honey, I was here before you were. You're at SRO. I was here first. My daughter is a teacher. I love teachers. I married one. So that really hurt. And I asked Renzo Wiggins, who is our counsel, and Renzo's been here since, I think, when Catoosa County, when they came off of the Ark and landed right here in Catoosa County, Renzo was the lead counsel on Noah's Ark. And I said, Renzo, have you ever heard or seen of emails where superintendents get attacked, board members get attacked? That's the job you sign up for. But I said, Renzo, teachers? And he said, I've never heard of that. So I knew then that we were in a different kind of time. And I want you to know that you have our full support, that we love you, and that we're going to take care of you. And I don't want you to worry, because you don't have to. That's my job. I'm going to worry for you. Now, I'm not going to tell you that we haven't taken some financial hits. We have. We've been hit pretty hard. But here's what I do want you to know, that I went to 11 or 12 different schools. And when you do that and you move a lot, you learn two things. Number one, you learn to make friends quick because you're at a new school. Number two, you learn how to fight because little boys fight. And I learned that really quick. So I'm making friends everywhere I can make friends. And I'm throwing punches everywhere I need to counterpunch because I inherited a wonderful school system. And I refuse to allow it to drop 1 point on my watch. And I'm going to do whatever I have to do to make sure that our kids and our teachers and our folks are taken care of. That's the piece I want you to know. Because I've had a few emails about it and I don't want you to worry about it. We had a saying at one of the apartment complexes that I grew up in. And the saying was this: you don't bite the hand that what? Okay, so you guys were in that same apartment complex. I didn't know that. I want to tell you something, friend. 90% of the people in America and in Catoosa County attend a public school. I love public schools. It's the only school that I could afford. I love public school teachers and public school kids. And I'm going to fight for them every single day. I'm going to make sure that folks recognize not to bite the hand that feeds you. You guys are taking kids, when they get off that bus on the first day, they can't even walk in a straight line. I remember seeing them come down the west side off that bus, little backpack hitting every step on the way down. When they get outside, they'd walk in all over the place. And then I remember as a principal at OFO, I would see those same kids walk across that platform and we would put a diploma in their hand. You did that. They gave us kids who couldn't hold a pencil, who couldn't hold their urine. My wife's a pre-K teacher for many years. I've heard those stories, and they can hold other things too. She got a diaper stipend for it. But by the time you're finished with them, the sky's the limit for that kid. They can go to UGA. They can become a doctor, lawyer. They can do whatever they want. We have kids that do that all the time. You did that. Don't bite the hand that feeds you. Some folks want to make public school like public housing, and some folks want to make public school like public transportation. How are they going to do this? They're going to do it by defunding and over-regulating us. And they're trying. And I want you to know that. So I've been sending you guys emails. I'm emailing the governor. I'm going to Atlanta regularly, and I'm trying my best to fight the good fight with you. And I'm going to do it, and we're going to be just fine. But I thought about this. We also have a saying in Catoosa County. And that saying is this. You're going to know as soon as I start. Every child, say it with me, every day without exception. Let's say that again. Every child. Let's do it one more time because now you guys got it. Go. That's our value promise, and that's what we believe. But for this time, we don't have any kids today. It's just us adults. And it's Friday, and I'm going to let you go home early, and we're in the legislative session. We're on about day 30-something, so we got 9 more days to see how bad damage they do down there is in Atlanta. I want you to say this. I want you to say every teacher. I want you to say every voice. And I want you to say without suppression. Every child, every day, without exception. Every teacher, every voice, without suppression. I have asked you repeatedly over the last 2 years to make sure that you speak up. We have got to defend our profession. We've got to defend it. And we're going to take care of our kids. And I appreciate you using your voice. I don't care what your voice is. Now, don't be ugly. Please don't be ugly. Use bad words. I've seen a little bit of that. Sometimes I scroll through it real quick so I don't have to deal with it like you do when you walk down the hall and hear something you shouldn't. No, I've never done that in my whole life. But I want you to know that I want you to use your voice, whatever it is. You have my support. Support your kids. You know what you're doing in that classroom, and you know how hard you're working. And I know you buy folks and kids stuff out of your own pocket. I know. I get the candy bill at the house. Candy is the currency of primary school. I know that. And I know how hard you work. And I know you stay late. And I know you arrive early. And I know you work when you're not getting paid. And I know you volunteer in other ways. Athletics. If you're a coach, guys, you are making bank right now. I want you to know that. You are making so much money if you coach. We pay more than anybody in America to coach. That's a joke. You guys know that. Here's what I want to tell you. You guys are amazing. And I want you to know, don't ever bet against our teachers. Don't ever bet against our kids. And don't ever bet against our schools. What you do matters. What I do matters. And just like a superintendent's words matter, a teacher's words matter. You're the only voice some of those little kids have. We're not just working a job. We don't work on cars or diesel engines or paint. We work on kids. And they're all different. They're all amazing. And they all have a whole lot more energy than we do. But it's the greatest job in the world. It is the profession that creates all other professions. Did you know that? Without teachers, there's no roads. Without teachers, who's going to build a building? Without teachers, there's no judges, there are no police officers, there's no nothing. It starts and ends with a teacher. You, outside of the parents, are the most important voice in a child's life. And our folks don't care near as much about what milestone score was, just like I didn't. They care about what grade does your teacher say you have. We have that trust. We have that love. We have that respect. We may not have it from some, but we have it from our parents, and you guys know that. And I see it every single day when I'm walking the halls of schools, when I'm at games, and it is so exciting to watch. Now, here's what I want you to do. I want you to stand up. Everybody stand up. We're going to be interactive. Stand up. Stand on up. And here's what I want you to do. I want you to find somebody real close, and I want you to tell them, you're killing it, girl. Go. Grab one. I've already introduce yourself. I want to do that. I'll talk together. Slide it up. All right, guys, amazing. You are wonderful. You are awesome. And today, before we leave, I promise you, you're going to realize just how awesome you are. Now, guys, this is School Board Appreciation Month. Look at that. I would have to give the high schools and the middle schools a heads up. You guys got it automatically. And I say what I said last year, and I say all the time. Great school systems, great school districts begin with what? Great school boards. Period. Because they establish all the good things, or they can make some things really bad in a district, as we've seen. We have an amazing school board, and I am so honored that they would be here with us. So I want you to make sure that you give them a warm welcome. Would you do that, please? Guys, I truly mean this. They work so hard. They're getting beat up on a little bit, or a lot. But they love kids. They love our school. They love our people. And I think it's very evident from all the things that we have gone through in the last year or so on the budget that they're going to do everything in their power to support our schools, and I appreciate them. We have a brand new board chairman this year. And yes, that's great. Go ahead. And he, just like you, is a fighter. We went down to Atlanta about 2 weeks ago, and we were in this meeting with a bunch of folks, and started saying some things that weren't real nice about schools and kids and teachers. And I thought I was going to have to grab the chairman and say, "Sorry, I think we might need to sit down just a minute." You're all right, because he, just like you and me, is passionate about kids and schools. And so I want to introduce each board member. They're just going to take a second to tell you who they are. Guys, we hire about 150 people every year. So we've got some new folks, too, that may not have met or talked to our board. So I want them to take a couple of minutes, introduce themselves to you, and then just share something about themselves with you. So, Mr. Chairman, you're up first.
Well, hey, my name is Dave Moeller. I've been on the school board 19 years. This is my first year as the chair. It's been a great experience so far. I just want to echo, Chance took all the thunder away, because I got all the stuff planned, and I was talking to my wife. I've been sleeping with a teacher for 31 years, and I asked her, I said, she's like, "So what are you going to say?" I said, I don't know. She goes, "Well, I'm a teacher, and don't talk long because we don't want to listen to you. They want to leave." Because she already knew that I will stand in between me and the exit. So I will be brief, but I do want to say thank you. Kind of like what Chance said, we are very well aware that all the good stuff, all the important stuff, all the hard work happens in your buildings and in your classrooms. I want you to feel like, as a board, we support you. Okay? We want to make sure that you have everything you need to do what you guys do. Okay? As a parent, I have 4 kids, all came through Catoosa County schools. I got one left, a 16-year-old girl. I don't like her. But I'm okay. But I'll tell you, as a parent, I want to thank you. Because, I mean, honestly, I feel like, my kids, they turned out well. And yeah, that's Jenny and I, as her parents and stuff, but so much of that is the stuff that you guys did, right? It's all the work that you poured into them as teachers, and just building that relationship with them. And they've carried that forward into their next thing. So just as a parent, forget the board, forget all that crap. I really do. I appreciate everything that you guys do. I'm just going to let them all, you guys can introduce yourself. Go ahead.
Hi. Good morning. Good morning. I'm Susan Gibson. I am the new vice chair of the Board of Education. I'm going into my third term, which is the beginning of my ninth year. And I'm one of those people that support teachers that Chance was talking about. There's two kinds, and I'm the second kind. I'm the support person. I love everything that you guys do. I love everything about you. You are the front lines of our country and our kids, making sure that they succeed as adults. I had two boys, Corey and Randy, that went through Ringo High School several years ago. I have a granddaughter at Graysville Elementary, Emmeline. I have a niece at Graysville Elementary, which is Corey Beth. And I have a niece at Heritage High School, which is Taylor. So I have kids in the school system, and I am so proud and so honored to be able to serve you guys and to serve our kids. There is a saying that's attributed to Winston Churchill, and Superintendent Dix, I'm going to cuss a little. He says, if you're going through hell, keep going. And that's what we're going to do. We are continuing to fight the good fight. I think Chance kind of highlighted some of the things, but we will never give up and never give in for doing what's right for our kids. So thank you all so much for the opportunity to serve. I love it. I'm passionate about it. Please reach out to me anytime. I love to hear from you guys. So thanks a lot.
I told Chance I didn't want to stand on the stage tonight, sit on the stage, so now he's going to make us stand here and say something. Thank you very much, Chance. I'm Gloria Hunt, and I've been on the school board for about 10 years now. I used to be sitting right where you are and have to listen to some of these boring speeches. And then I decided I think there needs to be a teacher on the school board, and so I ran for it. And fortunately for me, I have been able to do that for 10 years now. I've got children that graduated from Catoosa County Schools. I graduated from Catoosa County School, and I just think that you teachers are the greatest thing ever. You're just great. I love everything you do. I love your support, and that's the only reason I'm standing here is for you and our young people. So I appreciate everything that you do, and don't ever hesitate to let me know if you want to talk to me about anything. Thank you.
Hey! Hey! It was so good to see all of you today. It's been 3 years since I've stood on the stage. I've done this many times. Some of you that don't know me, my name is Dina Reese, and I'm the former superintendent of Catoosa County Schools. I retired after 40 years, and in my retirement, suddenly someone said, oh my goodness, we need you on the school board. So I'm back. And I thought I was in retirement, but I'm glad to be here, and it feels good. I've only been on the school board now for 3 months, almost 3 months, and we've got our job cut out for us, don't we? But I'm here to support you. The reason that I ran for school board is because there's a saying that said if there's anyone that should be put on a pedestal, it's teachers, because they are society's true heroes. And I believe that. I've been a public education advocate since I stepped foot in school. And I believe in public education. I believe in you. And I'm very glad to be back to support you and our students. So thank you for everything you do.
Amen. I know she is. Hey, guys. Yes, you can. Miss Hunt said, can we go now? Yes, ma'am, you guys can go. So, Lord, see if I can get a little hand over here from Steve. Thank you, brother. Thank you. You got him? Look at those good hands. Guys, the board, they're my bosses. I got 5 of them. They're all different. They all have different perspectives, but they all have the same purpose, the same voice, and the same heart. And that is that it beats to help our schools and not hurt them. Did you hear me when I said that? To help our schools and not hurt them. And you don't have to look very far to see what happens in the school system when you have a dysfunctional board that cannot get along with each other or the superintendent, and the damage that does to a school system. We are who everybody else wants to be. We are. There is no place like Catoosa County. We are where everybody wants to be, and when you are there, you got a target on your back sometimes. But I'll take it, because Catoosa County will never be second place. We're always going to be number one. We always need first place. And the board is so supportive to help us do that. So I want you to know, I've got the greatest team, the greatest leaders anywhere that are helping me help you. Let's give our board one more round of applause. Good. Video? All right, guys, I asked Steve, I said, Steve, video is 20 minutes. Can you get it to 18? And he did an amazing job. So when I said we're number one, when I said you're going to see how awesome you are, you're about to do it. Steve, are we ready, sir? Let's go.
Good morning, everyone. It's an exciting day to gather and celebrate the remarkable progress we've made as a district. Your dedication, passion, and tireless efforts have profoundly impacted the lives of our students, and I'm thrilled to share our collective achievements, hear your valuable feedback, and answer your questions. At the beginning of this year, in the January of 2025 CCPS newsletter, I used the analogy of maps, of how they guide us, illuminate the paths we traveled, and chart our future course. Just as early maps were considered vital for exploration and strategy, our strategic plan serves as our own essential blueprint, ensuring we remain laser-focused on our mission, empowering every student, every day, without exception. Thanks to our shared commitments to this mission, we've reached impressive new heights. I'm delighted to highlight just a few of our accomplishments. 4 of our secondary schools, Heritage Middle, Ringgold Middle, Heritage High, and LFO High School, have been recognized as math leader schools by the Georgia Department of Education for their outstanding math achievement and growth on Milestones assessments. Wood Station Elementary has earned the prestigious Title I Reward School designation, a testament to its exceptional student achievement. CCPS has achieved its highest graduation rate in our district's history. The 2024 four-year graduation rate is an impressive 90.81%, significantly eclipsing the state average of 85.4%, and demonstrating our district's unwavering commitment to student success. All 3 of our high schools have earned AP honor status, with a remarkable 25% or more growth in student participation in the advanced placement courses. Whitley Clark of Ringgold Middle School has been named the CCPS Teacher of the Year, exemplifying the dedication and excellence of our educators. 4 outstanding students have been awarded the $10,000 Reach Scholarship, opening doors and a world of possibilities for these students. The Catoosa County Board of Education has earned the GSBA Exemplary School Board Award for the 10th consecutive year. That's the highest award they offer. CCPS was nominated in 3 categories in the Times Free Press Best of the Best for North Georgia, including Best Employer, Best Teacher, Megan Shear at Heritage, and Best School, Battlefield Primary. Across all grade levels, CCPS students outperformed the state and our RESA in all 4 core subject areas. These achievements are not just milestones, they're stepping stones to the future. Schools exist to help students discover their purpose, and at CCPS, we educate on purpose. We know that the choices we make today will shape our community for the next 40 years. So we must ensure that we remain schools of opportunity and choice for our community. As we move forward, our roadmap remains clear. Our students' potential is limitless, and so are the opportunities ahead. I've asked each of our directors to share how their work is advancing our strategic plan, and I can't wait for us to celebrate the progress we've made together. Let's get started.
Catoosa County Public Schools remain steadfastly committed to ensuring the academic success of every student. This commitment is evident in several key initiatives and achievements. Our elementary teachers have completed the letters training modules, equipping them with a deep understanding of the science of reading. This knowledge is being put into action through Reading 2.0, a program that provides teachers with effective strategies to engage students in literacy development across all subject areas. This comprehensive approach ensures that all elementary students receive a strong foundation in reading. CCPS students demonstrated exceptional performance on the 2024 SAT, ranking our district third highest in Georgia. This outstanding achievement reflects the dedication of our teachers and the hard work of our students. We've also seen a significant increase in dual enrollment participation. Through our partnerships with Georgia Northwestern Technical College and Dalton State College, over 400 high school students will earn college credit, giving them a head start on their post-secondary education. This year, we proudly launched the Language Education and Acquisition Program, or LEAP Academy. This innovative program provides newcomers and developing English learners with a supportive environment to simultaneously learn English and earn high school credits. LEAP enables students to succeed in high school by providing them with the language skills and academic foundation they need to thrive. We are already witnessing exciting growth and gains amongst our LEAP students.
Catoosa County Public Schools provides a wealth of career education opportunities for students. Our high schools, Heritage, Lakeview, Woodville, and Ringgold, collectively offer over 40 career pathways. Students gain valuable real-world experience through their involvement in career and technical student organizations, including FBLA, HOSA, FFA, FCCLA, DECA, and Skills USA. Catoosa County also boasts a thriving JROTC program and a successful work-based learning program. The From Here to Career College and Career Academy further enhances high school's career, technical, and agricultural education programs. Last year, CCA students earned 107 industry-recognized credentials of value and 81 certificates from Georgia Northwestern Technical College. They also accumulated nearly 1,700 hours of college credit, with 56% of students enrolled to continue post-secondary education and 31% entering the workforce in their field of study. The CCA continues to fulfill its mission of developing students for both college and careers. Its dedication to fostering a positive learning environment has earned it a Shining Star Award and a nomination for National Showcase School by Capturing Kids' Hearts. The CCA is recognized by this organization as being a model school for its positive culture and climate, along with student engagement and parental support.
Catoosa County Public Schools is dedicated to the whole child approach of providing a well-rounded education for every student, including academic, social, and emotional well-being. At the secondary level, LFO High School is expanding transition services for special education students through the opening of a transition lab. At all of our high schools, some students have participated in enriching field trips to engineering floors and Chattanooga State to explore post-graduation opportunities, with more industry tours planned this spring. The Catoosa County Public Schools preschool team is strengthening community outreach by consulting with local daycares to better serve children with developmental delays in the community. Our special education office will continue to collaborate with all schools to fulfill our district's value promise for all students.
Catoosa County Public Schools prioritizes the safety and security of all students and staff with a proactive approach to security and emergency preparedness. Our schools and buildings have multiple layers of protection to ensure a safe learning environment. The district collaborates closely with law enforcement and emergency management services to ensure a coordinated response in the event of an emergency. This year, we've continued to enhance communication with response centers at each school to improve the delivery of information to staff and students during Run, Hide, Survive drills. We are thrilled to have completed and opened Phase 1 of the Boynton Elementary expansion. This new construction adds 20,000 square feet in a 2-story building, including 16 new classrooms featuring modern furniture and technology. A new playground and expanded car rider loop have also been added, along with a 50-space parking lot and a retention pond to address traffic and drainage concerns. Planning is underway for Phase 2 of Boynton Elementary, which will build upon the newly completed addition. This phase will add over 20,000 square feet, including over 20 new and refurbished classrooms with new furniture and technology. Phase 2 will also feature a new media center, office area, refurbished gym and cafeteria, a bus loop, and an expanded parking lot at the front entrance to improve traffic flow and safety. eSPLOS funding has been instrumental in supporting numerous facility improvements across the district. These projects include the Dina D. Reese College and Career Academy, Boynton Elementary Phase 1, signage updates at Battlefield Elementary, Battlefield Primary, and Westside Elementary, a heating facility and tennis courts at Ringgold High School, and a new theater addition with fine arts classrooms and a learning lab at Lakeview Thorpe High School. eSPLOS has also funded roofing projects at Cloud Springs Elementary, Lakeview Middle School, and Westside Elementary, an awning at Lakeview Middle School, tennis court renovations at Heritage High School, and a new sound system is planned for the Heritage High School Theater. The Catoosa Cornerstone Award celebrates exemplary attendance among both certified and classified employees and recognizes outstanding leadership qualities. In January, we introduced the Motivator Award to recognize employees who inspire and uplift their teams. CCPS has established partnerships with over 11 colleges and universities, including a formal agreement guaranteeing student-teacher placements and a teacher interview guarantee for Dawn State education graduates. CCPS also participated in the UTC Recruitment Fair in February of 2025. Our commitment to attracting and retaining top talent has resulted in an impressive 94% teacher retention rate. HR held several substitute training sessions this year and trained nearly 70 new subs in FY25. Since the inception of our in-house sub training, we've trained approximately 200 substitute teachers. Recognizing that 22 of our 37 current leaders plan to retire within the next 2 years, CCPS HR is proactively developing future leaders to ensure our district's continued success. We are committed to nurturing and preparing the next generation of educational leaders. Catoosa County Public Schools is committed to engaging with all stakeholder groups to ensure our schools continuously improve. CCPS actively partners with families, businesses, and the community to support students and drive continuous improvement. The following are just a few ways that CCPS collaborates with parents and our community. Parent engagement coordinators connect families, schools, and communities and ensures that parent-involved decision-making is at the forefront of all of our decisions. Student focus groups, such as our ACE team and CCPS Teacher of the Year, provide feedback on stakeholder priorities. The Catoosa Connects initiative strengthens collaborations between schools, families, and businesses. Our Community Lighthouse program educates parents and our community on the district's priorities and operations. The Superintendent's Pulse Check survey ensures every employee has the ability to give feedback about their school and the district voices are also heard as they share priorities from a student's perspective. To our local school governance teams, each school shares the decision-making authority of that building with parents, teachers, and businesses. And that is incredible. One of the stakeholder groups the Board of Education and I are intentional about collaborating with is our local and state legislators. Just last week, Chairman David Moeller and I traveled to the Gold Dome in Atlanta to meet with our local legislators to ask for support for our schools. In fact, all throughout the year, the board and I participate in meetings, trainings, collaborative lunches, and legislative trainings to build relationships with our leaders and stay familiar with potential changes to school and district operations. County Public Schools has once again earned a low-risk audit status with the Georgia Department of Audits and Accounts. This achievement reflects the Finance Department's commitment to excellence. With that in mind, the majority of the school-level finance staff have pursued and earned certification through the University of Georgia's School Finance Personnel Certification Program. The Board of Education and CCPS leadership remain dedicated to ensuring the district's position as the premier public school system in the region by providing the necessary resources and staffing to fulfill its value promise. The CCPS Technology Department remains committed to supporting district initiatives and enhancing student learning. This year, we've partnered with Reset to explore the effective implementation of AI technologies for the classroom. Our current focus is on faculty and staff training and the development of a district-wide AI policy and vetting classroom tools that align with our educational standards while prioritizing student data privacy. In today's cyber-insecure world, cybersecurity preparedness is paramount. The first step are to train faculty and staff how to protect themselves and our students' information. The Technology Department is currently collaborating with each school to develop individualized school-level plans of learning continuity in the event of a cybersecurity incident. Technology recognizes that effective communication with stakeholders is a priority. CCPS utilizes a variety of channels at both the district and school levels, including a monthly newsletter to keep parents informed about district news and events. The parent portal continues to be an invaluable resource with over 143,000 logins to date this year. CCPS is deeply committed to supporting student mental health. This year, we've implemented several initiatives, including a small group meeting weekly at Gateway with a counselor from Bridge Health. We are starting a mentor pilot program at Battlefield Elementary and LFO High School. Furthermore, 5 active groups are working with Kate's Club, an organization that provides grief counseling for students who have experienced the loss of a close relative. Our district's commitment to a nurse in every school is crucial to our students' well-being. CCPS school nurses have had over 42,000 visits to the nurse's office during the first semester. Nurses provide screening, individualized health teaching, conferences with parents and guardians, group health presentations, and vital nursing services to our students. The CCPS Guardians on Wheels Transportation Department plays a critical role, transporting over 6,000 students daily across 350 routes. Our fleet consists of 150 buses, and we are currently 70% staffed. A significant improvement this year was the implementation of the 2-tier route pickup system at the beginning of the school year. This effective system allows us to convert existing routes, effectively eliminating 8 routes that would have required additional drivers. Robert Collier wisely said, "Success is the sum of small efforts repeated day in and day out." Our daily dedication fuels the success of our students, of our schools, and of our community. By working together, we create an environment where every child has an opportunity to thrive. Thank you for your unwavering commitment to our mission. Every child, every day, with without exception.
Guys, you have been busy. No wonder you're ready for a break. You guys have been super busy. Steve, that is so awesome, man. You made me look great. You made us all look amazing. Thank you, brother. Give it up, Steve Sawyer. Kind of like Steve Jobs without all the money. But no, Steve, great job. That was awesome. Guys, I'm so excited. You guys know how important your wingman is. You got that co-teacher in there, that assistant that just keeps you where you need to be. And my wife does it a lot, but she's got her best friend that keeps me straight everywhere else when she's working. So I want to introduce Dr. Melissa Butler as she is our assistant school superintendent. So will you please make her welcome?
All right, good morning, guys. We are going to recognize, as you can see by all these medals, all the incredible hard work that you guys have done on the measurements the state sets before us, which are CCRPI for achievement and growth today. But before we do that, we want to recognize a few things that you do that's not measured by these awards down here and isn't measured by the state in any way. And that's all the things that you do on a daily basis to teach our students good behavior, good character, how to tie their shoes, how to walk in a line, all those important things that are not measured. And we want to recognize a special group of teachers. If you teach kindergarten, first, and second grade, if you'll stand up for just a minute. Yeah, well, maybe in a minute. Thank you all for all the things that you do. We know that sometimes it's harder for you to see, what the results look like because they're not measured through this state accountability system. But what you do is so incredibly important because you're building the foundation of success for our students in every elementary school in our system. So thank you so much. And on that note, we have 2 schools that it's very difficult for them to earn. They don't get all of these components of the CCRPI, so they're not even able to earn some awards. So we are going to award both Ringgold Primary, if you guys will stand up right now, and Battlefield Primary, if you will stand up as well. These are our Building Blocks of Success awards, and we appreciate everything that you all do to prepare our students. All right, we will move on now to our CCRPI Achievement Awards. So we are going to recognize the schools today that have an achievement component score of 70 or greater for content mastery in the subjects that are tested. So if you are an employee of Graysville Elementary, please stand at this time. Graysville, you guys had a content mastery score that exceeded the state in both ELA and math. Awesome job. All right, our next school, Battlefield Elementary, your math content mastery far exceeded the state in math content. And then Boynton Elementary. For ELA, math, and science, you guys gotta stand up and be recognized. Awesome job. Okay, this next award is my personal favorite because we call it the Creating Hope Award because every student can learn and grow and we fill in the gaps and we move them forward through creating progress and growth. And you all work so hard to do that. And the progress score is measured by taking every student that scored the same on the milestones and lining them up on a kind of like a number line. And then the students who scored in that top percentage compared to their peers all throughout the state are going to get a high progress score. So it doesn't matter where that student is, where they are as a learner, they can grow and they can learn. And this award to me is more important than any other. So for creating progress for ELA, we have Wood Station Elementary with a school progress score of 80.87. Wood Station, stand up, guys. This is awesome. That means those students made 80, they were in that 80th percentile for growth out of their peers throughout the state. All right, next we have West Side Elementary with an ELA progress score of 81.49. Okay, and next we have Graysville Elementary with a progress score in ELA of 88.59. And happy birthday to Miss Jenny Mountjoy. All right, Battlefield Elementary with an ELA progress score of 90.16. Boynton Elementary with an ELA progress score of 94.01. Cloud Springs Elementary with a progress score in ELA of 94.71. And Ringgold Elementary with a progress score in ELA of 98.24. And Tiger Creek Elementary with a progress score of 98.82. Okay, we have that same kind of growth that you guys just saw in ELA is happening in our math elementary school scores too. So our first math progress score goes to Cloud Springs Elementary again with an 88.82 in math growth. Wood Station Elementary School with an 83.34 in math. Ringgold Elementary School with an 85.49 in math progress. Awesome job. Battlefield Elementary School with a math progress score of 87.02. Graysville Elementary School with a progress score in math of 96.21. And Boynton Elementary School with a math progress score of 100 plus, because that's where they stop measuring it. And to match that, Tiger Creek Elementary School also has a math progress score of 100 plus. All right, so we received a single score this year for the first time in a while, so we're going to recognize our school with the most growth in elementary school for the overall CCRPI, since it takes all the components, puts them into a single score, and the elementary with the most growth, which was also our district with the score with the most growth, Ringgold Elementary. A 13.3% increase. And that's incredible. That's a huge jump. We're so proud of that. All right, and then our highest elementary overall CCRPI score was Graysville Elementary School with a CCRPI of 84.6. All right, we're going to leave you with this quote. So wherever you find something extraordinary, you'll find the fingerprints of a great teacher. And every one of you in this room pour your heart and soul every day into what you do, and you make a difference in our kids' lives, in our community. The place we live and love and work would not be the same without the teachers and the people in this building. So we appreciate every one of you, and thank you for what you do. It matters.
Guys, I told you, I told you this was going to happen. You are killing it, guys, and it's amazing. And you make it look easy, and you stay so young and fit. I guess it's chasing all those kids. I had to slow down a little bit on eating. I gained a little weight at the county office that second year. You sit a little more in meetings, and I don't get to run to chase kids, so I had to cut back on food. So, guys, you know, a kid, Dr. Butler laughs about me. She says, "Oh, Lord." She'll call Heather and say, Chance stood up and he said something. I could not believe it. And I'll be like, "Oh, I hear her. She's on speaker. Tell her I hear her." She said, he stood up at a thing the other day and he said, "Have you ever seen a turtle sitting on a fence post?" And I did. And it's one of my favorite stories. Because when you see a turtle sitting on a fence post, what do you know? He did not get there by himself. He did not get there by himself. And guys, I am a turtle on a fence post. I've got an incredible board that is so supportive. Here's what they say: keep the rules and go for it. That's all the support you can get. But I've also got an incredible team that I have the honor and privilege of working with every day. There's an old saying that says you will be the sum total of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And I must be pretty good because I spend time with some of the most incredible people. So guys, will you welcome our directors for our directors panel? Team, will you come on up and grab a seat? All right, guys, so remember, I sent out a questionnaire. I did it last year, I did it again this year. I said, guys, if you want a question, ask. A burning question on your mind. You can email me with your questions, and I'll get it back to you. But if you want something to hear from our directors, put it right here, we'll get an answer for you. So we have those answers for you, and this team is incredible. So first, Chris, if you would, I just want you guys to run down the line and introduce yourself, and then we'll put the questions up, and then we'll try to get you going as quick as we can to get you out of here on time. Chris, start us, sir.
Good morning, guys. Chris Luss, Director of Facilities. And just please hold your applause until we're all finished, okay? Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Mark Pierce. I've got the great privilege of leading our career technical education program in Catoosa County.
Hi, I'm Vince Phillips. I'm the Director of Student Services.
I'm Becky Purcell, and I'm the Technology Director.
Melissa Butler, Assistant Superintendent and Director of Secondary Education. Jeannie Haynes, Director of Elementary.
Amanda Oxford, Director of Special Education.
Austin Carter, Director of Finance. AJ Daniel, Director of Human Resources. You may now applaud, guys. Yes, thank you. All right, so the first question here, and I'll go ahead and take this one. Can we get an ETA as to when the water sinks that tested positive for lead will be fixed? A couple of things before we get into that answer right there. I need to give a huge shout out to 2 individuals. One is Superintendent Nix for his leadership and direction in this. If you look this up, there's a program called Clean Water for Georgia Kids. There's also one for North Carolina. And in North Carolina, it is required for all school systems to do this. In Georgia, it is voluntary. And we are one of, sad to say, the few systems in Georgia to take advantage of this free program. And it seems strange to not take advantage of a free program, but the majority of districts do not. And I guess they're worried about when something does come back, what do we do? Because there is no funding for that. But through Superintendent Nix's guidance and support, we've taken on this task,
and it's been tremendous in what we are accomplishing with it. The second person that I've got to give a huge shout out to is Chef Michael Brown right there for his assistance in child nutrition for helping me out with this. We have tested every seat that could be used in consumption by students, either through cooking or water fountains, things like that. And I'm happy to say that everything has been tested and mitigated and is good to go except for one sink. We still have one that we are waiting on. All right, and that was a kettle in the kitchen at Boynton Elementary. And since then, the first test, when the results came back, we have not used it. Mitigation was performed. We did a retest. It came back high again. So different mitigation was done a second time. And they currently have our most updated sample in our testing that right now we're awaiting results any day now on what that second retest is going to hold. So once that one's free and clear, we are good to go everywhere.
All right, so this question said, why was middle school teacher planning time added on the early dismissal Wednesdays? So we know that more planning time is what everybody needs, and we know how hard you work and you use your own time after school to do that. So one thing that kept coming up on the pulse check was that everybody needed more time. And Superintendent Nix and our incredible board approved for 2 half days to be added in for planning time. We've just devoted that strictly for planning time with your teams. And then next year, you'll have 4 days to do that on the half days. But when we were looking through all that, we saw that there was a disproportionately less number of non-instructional minutes for the middle school grade band. So if you want to look at this is kind of the data that we had gathered. So we took up, everybody's working an 8-hour and 15-minute day. And remember that 15 minutes comes from a few years ago. We took 5 days out of the calendar, and then that extra 15 minutes was added back to your day. But we work 15 minutes. We work 5 days fewer than most surrounding districts. So everybody's contracted day is 8 hours and 15 minutes. The K-5 school day, and we know you work far many hours than that, but the K-5 school day was 6 hours and 40 minutes. So that's direct instruction time with students. And then the 6-12 day was 7 hours and 15 minutes. And then we also know that middle school has a pretty equivalent planning time to elementary. They have about 50 to 55 minutes for planning, which you guys have about 45 to 55 minutes. So that was pretty equivalent. So we added up the non-instructional time. Elementary had about 450 minutes a week of non-instructional planning minutes. High school had that with a longer planning period, even though the day was longer. And then middle school had about 275 minutes of non-instructional time. And so when we added middle school into the early release, that got middle school up to about 335 minutes, which was closer to where everyone else was. So that's where that decision came from and the data that supported it.
All right, can CCPS communicate with someone in charge of school zones and see that they're all turned off during scheduled breaks? A couple of different things here. One, we have our regular kind of flashing school zone lights at pretty much every school. Some of those are controlled by the district. Some are controlled by the city of Ringgold, and then some are actually controlled by the state of Georgia, for example, those in front of Battlefield Elementary, Battlefield Primary, and LFO. So when Lieutenant Ross and I began, talking about this question and this answer, one of the things that we talked about is a lot of time, even during scheduled breaks, our campuses, primary all the way up to high school, are so busy that having those lights on is not necessarily a bad thing when it comes to the safety of our kids that are up there. But anytime there is a concern at a school level for this, definitely want to encourage the principal to reach out to me and we'll get that taken care of. The other window that this or umbrella this might fall under, over by Ringgold Middle School and Ringgold High School, there's the separate zone that has the pictures and the camera and things like that. That is something that we do not have any part of or control over. So definitely want you guys, encourage you guys to reach out to the city of Ringgold if that is ever a concern. But as far as our zones that are in front of our school that we have either direct or some indirect control over, I am happy to discuss that further with any principal that has a concern.
Oop, that's me. What is the percentage of CCPS students that move to a different school within the county during the academic year? From last year, the number, we had 111 out of 9,809 students that moved within the district, and that was about 1.3%. That number does not include preschool or pre-K students. So far this year, 24-25 school year, we have 98 out of 9,757 students that have moved within the district, which is right around 1%. Speaking a little bit of enrollment outside the district, guys, as you know, and Mr. Nix has reiterated several times, we've got the best school system around. And proof of that are people coming from out of the county trying to sneak into the county, so to speak. So this year, we have employed a student services officer. And his sole mission, he's part-time, is to investigate folks that we suspect are possibly out of zone. Jeff does a great job. I've given him the nickname Nighthawk. We don't do stakeouts, we do observations. And these observations could carry us to Walker County or up to Tennessee. But just know that we're working on that, and the biggest source of the information that we get is from y'all. The kids tell y'all, hey, we're living up in Tennessee, or we've moved over to Walker County. Other means of information that we gather, we might get a letter that's returned to the school. The folks are no longer living there. We get folks that come in with their Tennessee tags dropping their kids off, which is a big clue. So just know your principals are being very vigilant about it. We're being very vigilant about it when we get that information about a student that possibly is not living in Catoosa County. Thank you.
Pass. No. So the question is, how do the rising costs of state-mandated employee health care affect the CCPS budget? Poorly. Yeah, that's a good word for it. No, it is something that we've been dealing with for a couple of years now. If you remember back in 2021, it was $945 per month per employee that had health insurance. And the great folks under the Golden Dome have seen it upon themselves to raise that price starting in July to $1,885 per month per employee. So it's essentially doubled in that 4-year period. Good news is on the certified side, so a lot of the folks in this room, the state covers the cost of that within their funding formula. But on the classified side, those positions are largely paid for with local funding and grants, whether it's title or special ed. So looking at the numbers in the last couple of years, go to the next slide for me. Sure, yeah. Now annually, it will be for everybody starting in July, almost $23,000 for the district to pay for folks that have health insurance. On the classified side, that increase from $945 to $1,885 is almost $6 million more a year in funding that we've got to come up with one way or the other. So it is a hurdle, but we are doing everything we can to work the funding formula in the best possible way to make sure that we can pull down as much funding as possible to deal with that. All right, hit me again. What kind of assurances are in place to ensure fiscal transparency at CCPS? I think I wrote a paragraph or so on here, but I'll just talk. So, like everything you do in the classroom, the Georgia Department of Education monitors everything we do financially as well. There's a department specifically called the Department of Financial Review that has a whole team that I work with constantly to make sure we are doing everything that we're supposed to do, spending the funds as they are allocated for the various categories that the state sets that funding down. We have 2 annual audits every year. ESPLOS funding that we've talked about, is a pretty big pot of money that we get, and we use for these big construction projects, roofs, maintenance projects, signs, that kind of thing. We have an independent CPA firm that manages an audit for all of our ESPLOS activity every year that we get a report on. And then the Georgia Department of Audits and Accounts, which is an independent state agency, audits us every year as well. That audit is over literally everything. It takes about 2 to 3 months. I'm currently wrapping up the one looking at last year right now. So it's a very thorough process that myself, my team, and all the school level financial personnel are heavily involved in. Those reports can be found on our website. We publish them for everybody to see. Most of our financial data is available through various state websites out there, opengeorgia.gov, those kind of things. And then I present financials every month to the board in our board meetings as well that are published on the website. So, we are out here having conversations, me, Superintendent Nix, Dr. Butler. You've probably seen us, one of us or multiple of us at, staff meetings, LSGT meetings, ACE team meetings, this kind of meeting. And we launched the Lighthouse a few years ago, where we have 40 or so stakeholders in the community come in and get an inside look at everything CCPS, including a 90-minute talk of me getting into the weeds about our finances. So, we're very transparent on that front. And last one. So why did CCPS borrow $8 million during the fall of 2024? So next slide. Here we go. So what that was is something called a tax anticipation note. It is a short-term loan that is very common throughout the state of Georgia that school districts utilize to help bridge funding gaps. And it's really just due to timing. So, every month we get payments from the state for everything that is funded through that quality basic education formula. But all of our local taxes, or the large majority of them, really arrive in December and January. So every fall, no matter how much we have in reserves or how little we have in reserves, our reserves dwindle in September and October and November while we're waiting on the lump sum payment from the county level. So us and many more districts throughout the state of Georgia from time to time utilize these TANs, or tax anticipation notes, to bridge that funding gap. It is something written in the state of Georgia's Constitution. I put the legal codes up there if anybody wants to have some night reading to help them go to sleep at night. But that is what we did last year. We actually, 2 years ago, the board approved one, didn't need to use it. And CCPS has utilized them many times in its history. So nothing out of the ordinary necessarily there.
Where's Marissa? Come on up here, Marissa. So guys, and Austin, chime in, and board, if you have something you want to say. So ESPLOS, I'm just going to tell you, this is, ESPLOS is the only good money we've got, period. Because when the state's sending money, we bill the state for the kids. That's how it works, guys. It's a bill. We tell them how many kids we have. We tell them who the kids are. And then we send them an invoice. And then they send us a check. And that's what we use to pay the teachers to teach the kids to run the schools. That's basically how it works. That's 60% of the funding. 50, 60%. You got about 40% of that is local funding, 40 to 50 depending on the year. And then you'll get 10% is federal. 10% federal, and that's comes through basically through IDEA and Title I, Title III, some of that stuff. But most of the funding comes from the state. That's how that process works. So when they're giving us money, but the insurance premiums keep increasing. What happens is when she bills me, then what I do is I say, well, here's how much money I've got to keep out of your check. I'm simplifying this, okay, because it's complicated. For what? Well, we're holding out for TRS. We're holding out for your insurance, which is 100% increase in 4 years. And so here's what you have left over. This is now you just have that much. It looks like I gave her a big fat raise, doesn't it? It's like your employer did this. Hey, look, he calls us and says, hey, guys, everybody, I want you to know I'm the CEO. I'm going to give you, everyone in here is getting a 3% raise. Just we'll say that. And then I turned around and then I have Austin come up, who's the benefits guy, and he says, hey, guys, your insurance premiums are going up 6%. Did you get a raise? No, but the insurance companies did. That's how it works. It's that simple. It's not any more complicated than that. We bill the state, they keep the money out that they are entitled to, and then they send you the rest. And that's been going down. The money goes up, but the debits increased more than the funding. So you can say, we fully funded QBE. Well, if fully funding QBE, if that's good money, why is everyone in Atlanta saying it's broke? If the QBE is, if you fully funded and we've got all the money we need to run a school, why is everybody down there saying, well, QBE is a broken, flawed system? It was created in 1985. We know it needs to be overhauled. 3 governors have tried. Nobody can do this to political football. It's because they know what I'm telling you is true. They need to repair that formula, but they do not have the political will and the robustness of leadership to repair that. So they just keep tweaking it, and they've done it since 1985. Many of you weren't even born then. They just keep using that system. So here's what happens. East Blast is a beautiful thing, guys. I'm going to tell you why. Out of 159 counties in Georgia, 157 have East Blast. Everyone uses it. Why? Because when you go into the Costco parking lot and you buy something and you see all those blue tags, they're easy to see now. Those folks, everything that they buy, the school system gets 1 penny. They're using our stores, our roads, our schools, our stuff, and we get a penny for it. And it's increasing every year because Catoosa County is a county that is growing. So East Blast is a 1 penny revenue source that everyone pays that shops here. You're going up I-75 and you pull off and you get gas or Coke, whatever. Catoosa County Public Schools gets a penny from all those folks that are traveling up and down the interstate. It is a way that we can use those funds for maintenance issues. We need a new roof at Wendell Primary and Elementary. It's going to cost $1.5 million. We need one at Heritage. We've got to get Boynton Phase 2 finished. We've got concrete that's been poured at every school I'm looking at. We've got awnings that have been done. Maintenance, HVAC units, guys, those things are a fortune. We can use East Blast for those things, and it frees up money in our general fund. And so East Blast is an incredible thing. Now, it's a lot of work, and it's a lot of explaining to help folks understand what that is. And so for that very, very difficult part, I'm going to let Marissa do that part.
Well, I didn't know I was coming up here. And I'm going to tell you, I don't know if anybody but Heather noticed. I think standing next to Chance is hazardous to your health because I thought that I was going to get hit in the face several times. So Miss Reese and I started, when we started in 2005, we were working on East Blast 3. And East Blast is
as Chance said, so important. When you go in other schools and other districts, you can see how important East Bluff is because we have great facilities and great opportunities for our students because of East Bluff. So we are in our campaign now with a timeline that we have used for everyone. So it's been successful for all these years, and we are just praying that it is successful again. But we need to be getting the word out about how important East Bluff is. The tax in Tennessee is 9.25%, and ours is 8. Is that right? 7. It's 7. Okay, so, and this, a lot of people will say this is a new tax. It's not a new tax. It's a continuation. We've had East Bluff since 1997. So you will be seeing us push out messages and things on the website, and you can help tremendously by talking to people about the benefits of East Bluff. Okay. Okay. Okay, so the week after spring break, we will have a survey that will go out to, it'll be available for everybody in the community, and it is our strategic plan survey, and we will be doing our new strategic plan in just a couple of years, and we need for our East Bluff funds to be aligned with the priorities that the community says that they want to see us do. So it is a strategic plan survey. It'll be online the week after spring break until the end of April. Okay.
Hey, let's give it a hand. They're really good at dodging. They get really good at that. All right, was that the last question? All right, guys, look, we got 5 minutes. Oh my gosh. Dr. Butler, I yield back the balance of my time. So we got 5 minutes. I told you I'm going to try to get you out of here on time. Guys, here's what I want you to know, okay? I met with the directors yesterday. And I said, guys, how do you want our teachers to feel when they leave? Every time I have a meeting with a parent or a teacher or anyone else, before that meeting starts, I always ask myself, and I've told our directors this, what do you want to see happen at the end of that meeting? If it happens, you were successful. It was a good meeting. If it doesn't, didn't go the way you wanted it. Data tells, story sells. Data tells, but story is what sells. You've got to have the data, and you've got to be data-driven. And we use data in every decision we make, and we make it as a team. Yes, it all hangs on me at the end. But you guys know this organization has 10,000 kids, 1,750 employees. You guys are everywhere. You cannot do it without an incredible team. And I've got that, an incredible team. So I said, how do you want them to feel when they leave? And here are the things that they said. We want them to feel valued. We want the teachers when they leave to know we love them, that they feel valued. Somebody said we want them to know that they are supported. These are crazy times for educators. And this stuff happens, each year, but it just seems like this year it's a little crazier. And they said we want them to know that they're supported. And so we want them to know that we got this. We got it. We don't want them worrying about our stuff. They've got their own things that they got to take care of. This is our job, our lane, and we're going to do it. And so they wanted you to feel loved, and they wanted you to feel appreciated. And I said, well, I'll just let them go home. They'll appreciate that. But I want you to know that that's what we want you to know about us, that we are working to make sure that you are supported. And so I'm getting some emails, and when I go in schools, people worry, what's going to happen to federal funding? Special ed going to go away. I'm going to lose my job. And I don't want you to worry. Guys, listen. most parents, let me tell you a secret. Don't say this out loud. They don't want their kids back home. They don't. As a matter of fact, Dr. Butler was over at Lakeview Middle, and it was early dismissal, and she said, Mr. Nix, his class was rough. And I said, how rough? She said, Lord, I had to let a bunch of kids go from one table. It stunk so bad over there. I just told the kids, guys, y'all come over here and sit on this side. And she was off, and they were just all kind of mess because the teachers were they're planning PLC time, and there weren't enough teachers to watch rooms, so she volunteered to watch a room so the teacher could go to planning. And she said, very end, she said, I was down to 2 kids. And I looked over at one and I just said, hey, buddy, why are you not going home on early release Wednesday? And I kid you not. What did he say, Dr. Butler?
He said, my mama doesn't want me home an hour early.
I hear people say, AI is going to get our jobs. AI will not get a kid out from underneath a desk. You guys are fine. I just want to tell you, you got good job security, okay? You're going to be fine. And I don't want you to worry. We got this. Nobody wants their kids anyway. They get to have a break. Remember, you were essential when it was COVID, right? Remember all the appreciation you got? Oh, they're gone, teachers. Now all of a sudden it's like you're essentially nothing, but then you're an essential worker. You guys are amazing. We support you. We love you. And we got this. Guys, we have gone through things. Dean has been here for 17 years. This is not something like, oh my God, we've never been here before. Where are we, Dorothy? No, it's just the same stuff. They're just yelling louder and about different stuff. And in the end, we're going to be here. You may not want to. You may be like, you know what, I wish they would let me go. I need a break. You're not. You got to show up for work every day. We need you, and the kids need you both. I want to thank you guys for how amazing you are. I couldn't do this job without you. You're my best friends. I love you. I support you. And I thank you for supporting me. Will you give the directors a hand, guys, and my team? Thank you, guys. All right. It's 12:01. If your principal will not get on to me, and if the board will not listen to what I'm about to say, you are dismissed.